All right, guys. Well, today we hit 10,000 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. And at the moment, we're about 45,000 on Instagram, around 43,000 on Facebook, and 33 and a half on TikTok. Absolutely crazy, this journey. And I never thought that it would get to this level, and especially so quickly. It's pretty much a year since I started doing YouTube. I now do this full time, which is pretty crazy. My schedule is flat out. You know, I've been buying heaps of cars. I've just leased another shed. There's a lot of stuff that's changing, and it's really crazy. It really is. And pretty much since I left my apprenticeship to do this, I completed my apprenticeship, but I decided not to continue on as a qualified trade. You know, there was a lot of pushback around that, and I do get it, because why would you spend 4 years doing it and all that? But it turns out it has been the best decision that I've ever made. Just the opportunities, the doors that open, just the things that are exposed to me. I mean, just even getting to drive some of the cars. I mean, you know, things like the Blue Meanie or the V & Calais 5 litre or VL turbos, and, you know, XB Falcons and all of these cars. I have no access to them otherwise, and I have new people in my life, and there's just, it's just unbelievable. That's the honest truth. How much my life has changed over the last 18 months because of social media it's just crazy. And especially at car events now, I'm recognized all the time, which is pretty cool. And people come up to you. You know, I do this 7 days a week. I never really get sick of it in the same way that I did working any other normal job. And while you do a lot more hours doing this, and I promise it's not as easy as it looks, it is much easier than a job. It is, because I don't have to worry about, you know, I never get that Sunday scaries or whatever. And this has really been my first time where I've been completely self-sustaining. Yeah, there's a lot to learn, and in terms of where it's going, I'm not sure, but it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And it's really exciting. It really is. And, you know, there are negatives about it like any other job. And, you know, one that comes into mind is keeping your ego in check. That's actually quite difficult, because sometimes, you know, you have a great week, everyone's recognizing you, you're making good money, you're doing all these things, and it can easily get to your head. And I know that that's not just me, especially talking from other business mates. You know, a lot of my mates own their own business and have staff and all those kind of things, and talking to them about it, it's the same thing that they've experienced. So it's my first time kind of doing this, and yeah, if you guys have any feedback, especially negative, then I'm open to it. And it's very exciting. It really is. And I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know how far it's going to go. I don't know. But I'm not burned out. I mean, it's been 2 years now, but things really started to accelerate in the last 6 months, and it's very exciting. And I just really wanted to thank each and every one of you for following along, liking, and especially if you've lent me a car. I really appreciate it. And, you know, it doesn't go, it's just crazy. And especially how much love there is for the Australian cars, even ones as humble as the old VN here. You know, I love this car more than anything. It's really connected to me. And there's a lot more cars coming, a lot more opportunity with this new shed. It's a little bit bigger. It's probably not as wide as this one, but I was filming in there today, and we done a lot of cool stuff in there. But it's just it's a crazy time in my life. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm really trying my best. And I do make mistakes, which I'm sure you've probably seen. Sometimes I say the wrong thing or whatever. but I really am trying to do these cars justice. I want to keep doing Holdens and stuff, but the only problem with continuously doing the Holdens, which I do love, but eventually I will come to a point where I've probably done the majority of the models that people are interested in. And so there is, yeah. So with that in mind, that is what I'm hopefully going to use that other shed for buying cars, Kingswoods, Commodores. I'm sure the first few definitely will be Holdens, and fixing them, restoring them on social media. So that is hopefully what that shed is for. And the first example that I'm probably going to use this for is my VK here. So this old girl, really, really cool car. We did pay $6,000 for it. It's pretty much just a shell, but it's very tidy. So I think the story with it is that it was bought a long time ago, like 20 odd years ago, and something like that. And it was bought for the running gear for Kingswood. So they ripped the running gear out and then it was just put in a shed. So there's no rust, it's very clean. You know, there are some minor imperfections. It's not perfect. The seats need retrimming, but it's got no rust, which is really cool. But it also has no motor. So we do have a injected 202 and an Aussie 4-speed for it, but I just haven't had time to do it. And if I just pick up the tripod here, the rest of the cars, most of these are running, driving, and most of them are registered. So that's the next thing that's going to go on. But yeah, it's very exciting, guys, and I love buying cars. You know, I've just bought a new Ford Falcon, and haven't announced that really on the channel yet, but that's a new daily driver. It's off just getting its roadworthy now, so it's not here. There's a lot happening, and none of this would be possible without you guys following along. And I also have the Mazda, forgot about that. So we took that to the racetrack last week, and unfortunately I blew it up. So I'm trying to do lots of interesting things, not only to make it interesting to watch, but also to keep myself as energetic and as, you know, just to keep things fresh. As much as I love VN and VS Commodores, if that's all I'm going to do, I will burn out eventually. So that's why I'm trying different things. I'm trying the Mazda Motorsport, daily driving a Falcon. I've never had one before. Well, I have had an 80, but I've never had an FG. Restoring cars and everything cars. So yeah, there is a lot going on, and I really appreciate you guys for following along. And you know, let's see where this goes. Otherwise, thank you for liking, following along, subscribing. It's very, very exciting, guys, and I really feel like I found what I was meant to do.